Hi everybody and welcome to the First Aid Unendangered YouTube channel. If you did it the right way, there's already a video from Thomas on his channel, Old News. And we're going to talk about the Caduceus facing the Asklepian. So which one is the right medical symbol, which one isn't? If you want to know a little bit about its origin and the mythology behind it, go to Thomas' channel. He will tell you all about it. I'm also there, so you won't have to miss me. I'm there also. But now we're going to talk about
where it started to go wrong, actually, I think.
Yeah. So, welcome to the First Aid Unendangered YouTube channel. For now, we're going to run the intro and then we'll see you a little bit later. So, welcome back. Thomas, I'm going to say it in English, isn't really necessary, but Thomas, please tell us, where did the big mistake happen?
Yeah, it is actually in the beginning of the 19th century with a man called John Churchill. He came from London. And
It's not the Churchill.
No, it's not the Churchill. No, that's Winston. But
okay.
At the beginning of the 19th century, he wrote a lot of medical books, actually, and he exported them to America because that was, you could get quite some profit to be made. But he used sort of all these writers had a sort of stamp which they used to show that it was their book, and he used the Caduceus. Not wrong, actually, because he knew what the meaning was of the Caduceus and the Asklepian, but he used the Caduceus to say he said that the snakes meant something, like the two serpents were medicina and literes, and those are actually medicine and books in a way.
Yeah.
And he wanted to combine them, saying that they were interconnected in a medical way.
Medical books.
Yeah, medical books, exactly. He didn't say, however, to the people in America, that to the States, that this was not the Caduceus like in Hermes'.
So it's not the pure medical symbol, it's actually, it combines a lot of stuff, as you already told on your channel.
Yeah.
It has a lot of meaning, and he just wanted to figure out a nice symbol.
Yeah, exactly. When these books came to the States, however, they didn't know that it wasn't used for medical stuff only, and they or that it wasn't used for medical stuff, that the Asklepian actually was used for that. So they took it over, actually, or wanted to take it over. Not at first, they used the Asklepian first, but then some things changed at the beginning of the 20th century. In the beginning of the 20th century, in 1902, a certain captain called, I have to look it up, sorry, I don't know all the names, Captain Frederick Reynolds, he was from the USAMC, so that's the medical division-ish, I think, I'm not sure, in America. He suggested that the Caduceus should become a new symbol for the medical staff, as an insignia on the collar of the uniforms. And it's actually ironic that at first his letter was denied. He suggested this, well, we should do this because it's a medical symbol, he said. He didn't know what it was. He really thought that it could.
So are you going to tell me that the army made a little mistake? The army doesn't make mistakes.
Well, apparently this captain would say, well, he told his superiors or something, or the people below him, saying this should change. But his first letter in March 1902, I believe, Captain Reynolds' decision was actually denied, saying we're not going to do this. It was by the Surgeon General called G.W. Sternberg. He said we're not going to do this. But
Captain being a captain,
Reynolds persisted and said, I want this symbol on the collars of the uniforms.
Because it looks cool, right?
It looks cool, that's true, but he didn't know the meaning. And in I think, no, it was in the same year, the new Surgeon General called W.H. Forwood accepted this letter. And that the moment we start seeing things go wrong. In 1902, the uniforms were changed, and then that's where we see, well, actually the difference in America.
And from that point, so the army made a mistake. It actually got declined by Surgeon General, but being persistent as the captain was, within that year, he was able to push his ways through, and from that point on, shit falls down.
Yeah, you could say that. In 1917, Lieutenant Colonel McCulloch, if I say it right, he was the librarian to the Surgeon General, and he found the original document saying, well, what all the stuff.
So it was a lieutenant or
a lieutenant general, lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
He discovered the original document showing that the coat of arms adopted by the USA Mets a century earlier had displayed the Asklepian first and not the Caduceus.
Yeah.
And then McCulloch wrote a letter actually saying, "We're so full of shit."
You on my channel you can say it.
On my channel as well. You're
shit.
So full of
We're
shit.
Full of shit.
You don't know what we don't think about this history about these symbols and the humanistic side of things. Because these symbols mean a lot to people.
Yeah.
People associate certain symbols with certain professions or things in the world, and if we don't pay attention to using these symbols right, people start mixing things up, and now we have the problem that mostly in America they use the Caduceus as the right symbol for medical things, and here in Europe some organizations still use the Asklepian, but also the Caduceus. It's just not right according to history and to mythology, but that is where the problem actually started.
So it started in the army.
Yeah.
And you see it now also being used in modern time with modern companies, which are some very big medical companies that use the Caduceus as a medical sign. And as the Lieutenant Colonel?
Yeah, the Lieutenant Colonel McCulloch.
I think his words are very... Can you repeat his words? What did he say about it?
I'm just gonna read it from the paper. He said, "I think that in this country we pay too little attention to the historical and humanistic side of things. The Caduceus, or wand of Mercury, now used on the collar of the uniform blouse, on the medical corps, has really no medical bearing whatever.
Very important, guys and girls, of course.
It really should be replaced as a cord design by the Asklepian staff and Serpent." So
we are talking to the Americans all over there on the other side. Do something about this. It's very important. It doesn't look like much, but we should have respect for the history, and especially ancient history, mythology. And if we start using symbols for the wrong reasons or not knowing what they mean, especially in the medical field where everything should be evidence-based, it's so important that we know what we're using. And I find it very, very... I'm a little bit ashamed of it because we see so much being used for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and it's not hard, as we figured out when we were doing the research about this.
Well, there's a lot of research available.
Yeah, there's lots of research available, and very well available online. Also, make sure we like to do our research correctly, so our sources are down in the description. But it's very commonly available, so people could look it up and find it out. So I don't know why it was so easily mistaken, but
I think it's because it looks cool and people tend not to give a shit. And that's if I saw it the first time when I was in the army at the Air Mobile Brigade. I was painting the platoon symbols on the wall. So I had a big projector. I projected them on the wall, and I started painting. Then I thought, well, this is the Caduceus every time, over and over again. Why are we keep making these mistakes? And then they add those nice wings in the background, and then it's not absolutely nothing mythology about it anymore, because maybe it is, depending on how you see mythology.
Yeah.
But it turns into
it's not a medical symbol
no,
anymore.
it turns into angel wings and death from above and helicopters, but it came such a long way. We have such a rich history, and it's a shame that we don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's more than 2 millennia old. So
yeah,
Yeah.
So I think that we rounded that up. What we really want is, especially for those big companies, start paying respect to the symbols and start paying respect to the Esculape as a symbol, the Esculape as it is, Asklepian.
Yeah. Well, that's what I agree with Nick. It's really important to know where our symbols came from and what the history is behind them, the mythology. Because if we don't use that, we don't know where anything is coming from anymore. So use the symbols right, and it's not wrong to tell someone that the Asklepian is actually the right medical symbol used throughout history, 2 millennia, and it's not wrong to tell someone that that is the right symbol. So, thank you for watching, and I might see you in the future somewhere on Nick's channel or Nick on my channel.
Yeah.
And for now, I think we say goodbye.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Also go to Old News, a link in the description below or somewhere else here. And if you like these kinds of videos, making history together with modern medicine and see where things go wrong, and let us know, because we could do a collaboration once more if you would like it. And if you don't like it, we're going to do it anyways, because I like it. I hope you like it as well.
I like it as well. Thank you, Nick, for being here.
Thank you, Thomas.
And we will see each other in the future.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and thank you very much.